Alright lads and lasses like, welcome to another draft of Amonkhet Remastered. Please do like, subscribe, etc. all the YouTube stuff as we crack on with our pack 1 pick 1, so Torment of Hailfire. I remember it being a card which we all argued about at the time, and I'm still not sure it's good. I seem to recall it was good a couple of times against me. But for the most part, it's kind of a win more card. Having said that, I do want to play fun cards. It's pretty fun. Vizier is probably the logical pick, maybe Essence Scatter, but I'm going to take the Torment of Hailfire because I'm a bloody lad having a great time. And it might be a bit fun. Second pick is probably going to be Neheb the Worthy. Now I've taken the Torment and we picked this. It's a 1 black red good card, for want of a better word. Not sure it's the pick here again, which kind of defeats the object of being a draft video if you're just going to pick random cards that aren't the pick, but I'm drafting here. And I do like taking rares. I can't remember playing with too well. Aside from this, if it was a Pro Tour, I'd probably A, be surprised I was there, and B, probably, well, I don't know what I'd take actually. Magma Spray is always just very good in this format. I'm going to take Neheb the Worthy there. Have a bloody good time. Have a bloody laugh at work with women, etc., etc. If you're a fan of The Office. Never played with Wasp of the Bitter End before for obvious reasons, but it's a 2-mana 2/1 flyer. I mean, how bad can that be? I presume it's going to be the pick here. Desert's great, and so is a Ketra's Monument for that matter. It's a really good card. Really, really good card, but I'm going to take Wasp of the Bitter End. It's a 2-mana 2/1 black flyer. Can't be that bad. Our next pick is, well, it's more of an interesting point rather than anything else. There's no black card. Well, Supernatural Stamina's fine, but I'm certainly not the pick here. The Wind Guide's so far away from what we've done so far, so despite it being the strongest card, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to take the Greater Sandworm. I do like black-green. Greater Sandworm's a very strong card. So is the Ritualist. I think the Sandworm's just a little stronger, and I think it's more up my alley than Renewed Faith. I don't want Firebrand Archer here, so let's go with the Sandworm. Next pick sees me have the opportunity for an Avenger, a Tarcrop Elite, or just an average. Well, I mean, Hooded Brawler's not a bad card at all. Not an average card. It's a very good green common. I'm probably going to take that. It's interesting seeing the strong white cards, but given that my start doesn't particularly lend itself well to white, I think I'll just take the Hooded Brawler here. I'm probably going to take the black-red card unless I can see anything else of value. I mean, Nest of Scarabs is good in that black-green deck if a million things happen. I still think we're biding our time to decide where we are here. Javenirs works really well with Neheb, obviously. It's a very strong card in itself. Well, it's alright as a card in itself. It's not the best multicolored card, but it's probably the pick here. And Horror of the Broken Lands is probably the next pick. Really like it, really strong card. I also really like Wonder in Death, and I'd love to have one of those. But they seem to wheel a lot easier than Horror does. Well, looks like we're taking Magma Spray here, and we're probably aiming to be black-red, I say as... Interesting pixies. I'm going to take the Ritualist here, just in case we do play green. It's a very solid card. Scatter's probably the best card in the pack, but Ritualist's not far behind at all. 1 Supernatural Stamina is so good. It's such a good trick for just 1 mana. Having said that, they go so late, and there's a Desert here. Even Unburden's a decent card. I'll go for the Desert. I'm sure I can pick up a Supernatural Stamina. I suppose that defeats my my argument there. I guess we'll take the Oasis Ritualist and be delighted to have 2 of them. So this does open up the possibility of a green-black, green-based deck splashing the red cards. 2 Oasis Ritualist really does help you in playing another colour. Ordinary Kuno's a really decent green card. I mean, Shepherd Dunes is fantastic. We're so far away from that. The Kudo's just a fine 3-dropping green. A lot of things you can do with it to get a bit of value if you pick up the 2-mana 1/1 that dies into a zombie, amongst other things. And I guess we'll auto-select Supply Caravan and hope we never do that again. Oof. Well, our black-red Minotaur deck seemed to get a little bigger here, a little better here. That's obviously the pick. There's nothing else here to consider. I mean, River Hooper, we've already passed one. It's a brilliant card, but this is kind of a B level rare. It's good, maybe a B plus level rare or mythic even. It's a very solid pick, and you're very happy to have it. It's not busted as such, but 5 mana 4/6 with upside. How bad can you be? Never returns obviously the pick here. Things are looking good. Nice little Deadlands, which would go well if we wheel it. Scrapper is of course great, but never to return is the easy pick. And probably Ruthless Sniper as I quickly check what our cycling game's like. Not bad at all. It's a very strong card in itself. Even if you've got just a couple of cycling payoffs, it works really well. Again, I'd like a Wonder in Death, but I'm pretty confident I can pick that up a bit later. I'm still hoping to be black-red, but if we end up black-green splashing the red, I can live with that. Hope Tender would help with that. This is kind of decision time, because we could just pick up another Horror of the Broken Lands. It works well with a Sniper. It's not as Cycling's not as strong as it was in the recent set, whatever its name was. God, I'm getting old. But still a very good card. I think we're looking like I still want to be red-black. Decent green cards, but I'd rather have this streamlined, aggressive beatdown plan. As I say that, we get another Hooded Brawler. Nothing in black here. The best card is that by a mile. We're not taking that. I guess I just take the Hooded Brawler and perhaps abandon my plans of being black-red. Another Oasis Ritualist really is interesting because now we kind of have impunity to be 3 colours. I mean, it does take away that streamlined plan, but it means that it's very easy to splash the red, even the double coloured with the Ritualists Exert. So I'm going to take it here quite happily, passing over the glorified desert. And now I'm just going to accept that with 3 colours, splashing presumably red. Can Returnal something we have to pick up here? Yeah, we are kind of low on 2 drops. I'm hoping not to play it, but there is a chance. That being said, I could just play the Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. It probably does the same job. We're not really beating down. Yeah, we got 2 deserts already. I hope to pick up some more. I'll just take a 3rd Hooded Brawler, which is a very strong card. I'll just take a 4th Hooded Brawler, which is a very strong card. I'll just take a 5th Hooded Brawler, which is a very strong card. I'm not sure if that was the right pick. I was on a roll. It probably is. Cultivator theoretically is playable. Ooh, this is an interesting one. The Sharpshooter is strong. So's the Wall. So's the Desert. How are we doing for playables at 2? I think I'm going to take the Wall here. I think we're okay for big creatures. I mean, the Vigilance Reach guy is better than Horror of the Broken Lands, but not so much better. We have to waste a pick on it when we've got a nice alternative. So we're looking good here. I don't remember Hornet Queen being in this set, but I'm particularly glad it's here. It's, again, incredibly obviously the pick. I think we've done rather well with our first picks this draft. Edifice is great, and is, well, it's almost as good a card, I'd say, as the Hornet Queen, but I think Hornet Queen just got added with the latest set and the latest re-release of this set, and it is of course the pick, because it's ridiculously good. Ooh, interesting one here. The Obelisk Spider is fantastic, so is the Naga Vitalist. But Anger of the Gods, it works so well at just clearing things off the board, especially when we can... It potentially doesn't really hit that many of our things. If the Horrors are fine, these are fine. Perhaps don't play it with Hornet Queen. But an Exerted Hooded Brawler, or even a Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs gets well sorted by that. I think I'm going to take it over Obelisk Spider and keep up this greedy mana base of mine. A 4th Ritualist is maybe overkill. We have got a lot of red, and I'm very keen to play the black and the green too, so I think I will take the 4th Ritualist. Also, mana's not too bad when we've got Torment of Hailfire, which can be a huge fireball type card. The only other option, I suppose, is Vile Manifestation, but it's not quite the deck for it. And we have a few cycling cards, but it's not. And we have a little payoff there as well. Ooh, maybe it is the pick here. It's a 2 mana 0/4 as well, worst case scenario, which Isn't the end of the world. We've got a lot of big 3-mana beaters. Okay, sod it, we'll take it. Cycles, if nothing else. Bone Picker's presumably the pick here. Ooh, Open Fire. How are we doing for removal? Magma, Anger. That's about it. Maybe Ruthless Sniper and a Path. But this is just... let's have a look. How are we doing on Curve as well? Yeah, I think I'm going to take Bone Picker. I think it's just about stronger than Open Fire in this kind of deck. Yeah, I can't see anything stopping me taking Final Reward, which is a great pickup. We also had Never to Return, I remember now, for removal purposes. Synchronized Strike's kind of crappy. It was good for a while at this format because everyone forgot the traits, myself included. I don't really want another horror, I'm just going to take a desert. I'm presumably going to take a desert here. We've already got 5-footed brawlers. That might be a level where that's probably enough, and deserts are just great. Apart from that desert, I guess we'll take the Horror of the Broken Lands here and not play it, because we've got quite a stacked deck already. Nothing here I really want. I'll take the Zealot. If we have to play it, we have to play it. I doubt we will. Ooh, Vitalist is great here. Another Ritualist. I guess we'll take it. We'll finally pick up that Unburden. We're presumably not going to play though. Aimless Life goes on. And a Sidewinder Nog, which isn't the worst card ever, but we have much better 3-drops, thus completing our deck. In terms of putting this deck together, I've spared you a 10-minute pontification by me, and what I've gone for in the end is I've abandoned the cycling package, aside from the deserts, because they're just great cards. So there's no Ruthless Sniper, there's no Vile Manifestation. I've got rid of the 3 Horror of the Broken Lands, and I'm not playing an Unburden. Just for them, I say streamlined, I know it's 3 colours, but I think the raw power of the 5-footed brawlers, the strength of the Hornet Queen, the Neheb, and even the Torment of Hellfire is a very big finisher, are strong enough to go down this route. There's nothing combo-y about it. I mean, the main combo piece is playing an Oasis Ritualist and hoping it survives to do things. I just feel it's a more consistent build than the cycling deck, which could just cycle a load of horrors. Okay, there was the thought process of playing fewer lands with more cycling cards, but I'm keen to see how this deck performs. If it goes 0-2, might reassess. So I'm so keen on the green lands. I'm playing 9 green, 4 black, 4 red, including the deserts. The reason being, despite double coloured black and red, is that we're just very dependent upon playing a brawler on 3 and an Oasis Ritualist on 4. So I want to maximise the potential of getting that done. So it's quite a top heavy-ish deck, but I'm staying with 17 lands because the Ritualist ramps us nicely into anything bigger. So it's a strongish looking deck, certainly an odd looking one. You could argue, in fact, the black-red cards, despite being a nice little package together, aren't the strongest 2. I just think we're going to be alright on lands. I hope, most of the times we've got good fixing, so I'm hopeful this comes together into something that's, well, indicative of the strength of its individual parts. We've got a good few strong rares here. I think we've got 6 strong rares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as long as we can play those in an orderly fashion, we should have the power levels to get through. Wish me luck. I'll see you in the games. Okay, a rather unconventional start. The first 2 games didn't save, unfortunately, on the computer, something I'm going to have to look at. But we won them both. We won them both with a lot of hooded brawlers and a big torrent of hailfire against a Razaketh. It was very exciting, and I'm sorry you couldn't see it. We're here against Raisin Bread this time, looking to go 3-0 with a very strong opening hand. All our colours. Early interaction, well, if I say early interaction, Anger of the Gods can either be a blowout or just sticking your hand doing nothing for ages. Ooh, looks like it can kill a 1-1 at the moment. Let's just play the desert, I think. No reason not to. And yeah, go from there. Presumably going to put up Vitalist on turn 2. Although, that makes me more inclined to play the wall, which we'd do instead. I mean, ideally, we want to just play lands into the Ritualist and Ronus Monument. That means he's playing a lot of little thing. I think I'm just going to play another wall here and play a land. I really want to set up a good Anger of the Gods. At the moment, not so good. But we have the land for the Ritualist and the potential opponent thinking about it. Yeah, 3 mana 3/3. It's going to do nothing this turn and die to Anger of the Gods. So I'm fine with that. Let's ping and pass. So I presume we're going to slam the Ritualist, barring something weird. Certainly we're not going to play that. And pray that he plays loads of little things. 2 Hooded Brawlers here would be great. Maybe doesn't have the mana for that. So a Hooded Brawler, a Kenra Scrapper, and some other cheap red creature. Ooh, Amonkhet Crasher. Theoretically good for the Anger of the Gods plan. A little bit worrying in terms of this turn, as I don't want to drop too low, even though I'm going to sweep all his creatures next to... Oh, Hooded Brawler. Oh, well, with haste. Well, that's a bit of a beating. So we're going to be taking 15 damage here. I know I'm going to clear the board next turn. I think the only real way I can die here is by getting burned out somehow or something weird, something hasty. I think I'm going to have to block. I may as well double block, for it is, well, I just save more damage. So I'll double block one of the 5 power creatures. I guess it doesn't matter which one. Get the ping off and take 10, which is a lot of damage, but his board's going. It's going now. So I'm feeling very confident. I think I'll stand by that play of throwing away a creature to save 5 there, as we Anger of the Gods once I click the right button, which would be that one, and then just play a Brawler. And I would say hope for the best, but I think the best has very much come there. Our opponent acknowledges it with a potentially sarcastic, but also maybe awe-inspiring. Nice. Brawler comes down for him. Great attacker, not the greatest blocker, as we're going to get in for, well, I think we can do it all, can't we? Yeah, start with the Vitalist, play this guy. Do we want to wait? I don't see the point in waiting for him to target his Hooded Brawler with his attack. I think I'll just get in for 3 here so I can exert next turn. That's more damage overall. Well, not even exert next turn, but opponent goes down to 13, facing 5 creatures. We're looking good. He plays a 1/3. We're looking even better now. Well, our 4/2, once it smashes him, takes care of it. Well, never mind, ignore that, as our opponent presumably it's the 4/2 here. We're still in a great shape. We're going to get in for 5 with the Brawler next turn. Got a Pinger. Can't really see us losing this one, especially when we draw Fireball, which helps immeasurably. Reminds me of the game you didn't see, so I guess how many can we do it for? Exert this, X7? No, X6, because it's 8 mana. So he's just dead, right? Well, no, he goes to 3, loses his entire board, and then he dies to the Brawler, so he is just dead. Well, Torment of Hailfire, a begrudgingly playable card. I decided after begrudging it being playable at all first time Amonkhet was there, but the more I've played with it, the more I've realised it's actually alright. It does what you need it to do. It's a win more card, but it does get the job done as here. I suppose any big creature would have done that. Anyway, victory. On to the next. Hopefully one we can watch together. We're going against Grimly at 3-0. You've only seen one of them, but you'll have to take my word for it. Nice little hand. Anger of the Gods could deliver once more. Failing that, we've got a Neheb to batter him for 2 power each turn. Not really that good, is it, now I think about it, especially in a non-Minotaur based deck. Opponent mulligans, he doesn't want to do that. That's very unfortunate for Grimly. Certainly didn't want to get rid of that card. And let's get going. Ideally, the Anger is the plan, but Beatdown works too. Oasis Ritualist, Anger of the Gods' greatest pal. I mean, I'm presuming I'm going to play Neheb this turn. Doomed Dissenter. I guess that gets well and truly taken care of by old Neheb. I realise it dies to anger, but the alternative is do nothing this turn, which I don't want to do. You know what? That's alright. And let's get the rich list number 1 out. So black hand discard is a thing, so I guess we should be wary a little of that. I don't want to block. All manner of things could come off if I block, and this way he can just kill it with Puncturing Blow. So interesting to know he's got something else in his hand aside from Puncturing Blow. I will play a land here, and I'll probably start holding them a little bit, so I have something to discard. Anger of the Gods isn't looking too great this time. Again, I'll just take the 1, no reason not to. Kenra Eternal. Something else to play? Nope. Right, well, in for 2. If all goes terribly, we can always final reward the Kenra Eternal. Play the Hooded Brawler, planning to exert it and survive the Anger of the Gods, which is most likely coming next turn. Magma Spray, so is that not what he was using? So he's got another card in hand that removes a Ritualist. Arncrop Crasher, okay, well. Anger of the Gods, do your thing. I think this time I am going to play the land. If he's got Unburden here, he's got Unburden. I've got no reason to suspect he has. He's got something that helps a 1-1 defeat a 2-4. Whatever that is, I'm not sure. Final reward will probably stop it being the case. Maybe Open Fire? Yeah, that makes sense. Pathmaker Initiate. Cool. In we get. I suppose the reason of playing land here, if he does have Unburden, which I'm unduly obsessed with here, then he's more likely to cycle it. Right, well, this time we are going to block. I think he's probably got Open Fire, or maybe a Bone Picker or something. Sand Strangler, right, okay. Sure. Play another Brawler past the turn, leaving up the opponent's final reward. Neheb the Worthy. Oh, I remember that. Now, Water Forgotten Pharaohs isn't bad at all. We're going to exert here and potentially get a nice little 2-for-1. I imagine he just takes 5. Yeah. Let's play a Sand Strangler ourselves. I don't know why I said that. I'm just looking at the Sand Strangler. Play a Water Forgotten Pharaohs. Forgotten it's not a Sand Strangler. Ooh, Lydiana's Mastery. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So, opponent's going to get him for 4. We're going to final reward this. Would have made him discard his last card, but I'm more interested in saving the life here. Draw a Hooded Brawler. Pass the turn. Torment of Hailfire would again be our best draw. Sand Strangler, Firebrand Archer. Okay, we have a Pingathon here. He's got 2 Ramanat runes, but hasn't really got the mana to use them. He looks like he's got something that can get through here. I guess we're just going to block like this. Again, I think something's coming through here. Splendid Agony. Okay, fine. Ooh, that is actually quite good, but he's... Oh, he's not dead. He goes to 1. My excitement overcame the opponent. Kills us here unless we jump. So I guess we just have to... No, that's an unfortunate nuance of that, isn't it? We dead. We did, boy. Certainly if he plays that. Yep, we... I guess chump. Maybe not. Chump, block chump, and hope for some sort of miracle. Oh, we got him down to 1. Oh well. Must be nice. Let's try again. Right, looking again to overcome the defeat of Grimly, the mighty Grimly. How grim it was. We have a decent hand, no black mana, but we do have a Ritualist in hand, and I'm sure we'll find a way of casting that. I'm not sure if it was an unfortunate loss last time, he played quite well. I certainly don't want to be cycling the greatest of all sandworms here. It was unfortunate in the sense that he was down to 1 and we drew a land, but I guess he mulliganed and played well, so fair play to our esteemed opponent. Our hand effectively plays itself here. I hope he doesn't have a Essence Scatter, but if he does, I'd rather he countered the Brawler than either of the others. He does, so I guess that's a mixed, a Pyrrhic victory. As was. The Vizier of Tumbling Sands, cool. Oh, Neheb the Eternal, also cool. It's also nice because it lets us play it next turn, get the desert down, and then get the Greater Sandworm down the next turn. So opponent's got 5 mana here. A River Hoopoe. That is going to have to take a death at some point. I suppose we have one more turn of it. So we are going to play. As much as I want to kill that Hoopoe, it's just better to go bish, bish. If our opponent wants to draw a card and gain 2 life, our opponent may. Yeah, he's got his own Sandworm, so worryingly, I suppose. Well, we have to kill it. I'm just trying to work out a way where we can kill it and play Greater Sandworm. Doesn't seem to be one. So we kill it with Final Reward. If we exert this for 2, then we can play 3 mana on the Final Reward. Get in for 4, so we can play 6 mana post combat. Doesn't really do much. We don't need to exert it. We need to do something with it though. I guess we just tap for black now. Okay. And then we get another red down. Final Reward, Greater Sandworm. In for 4. And presumably just playing Neheb the Worthy. There'll be better opportunities to get down a Bone Picker. And I will refuse the opportunity to cycle Greater Sandworm here. So the Hoopoe's card drawing, especially with 2 mana creatures in play, is going to be problematic, but I'm hopeful we can close out the game before then, especially with a nice stacked hand. Opponent's got a lovely little deck though. It looks like Neheb the Eternal is, well, dying, for want of a better word. I guess Unquenchable Thirst is the only real quote-unquote kill spell here. He's thinking about it long and hard. Trial of Knowledge. I can live with that. I can very much live with that. The opponent's going to outdraw us comfortably, but he's going to take a lot of damage. Never mind, he did have Unquenchable Thirst. So if we get in for 2 here, we can play these 2 post-combat, and then we'd have to discard our Greater Sandworm, which I have no interest in doing. I guess we just play a 7/7. We still have Neheb's passive ability, which is nice. But I think we're very much up a certain creek without a paddle here, given the opponent's got the Hoopoe ready to go. I can't remember if we've got any other. We've got Magma Spray, that doesn't work. Pride Sovereign. Well, we are well and truly fucked. I may be so kind. But it's got a very sick looking deck. Never mind. Never. So we have to kill either the Hoopoe or the Sovereign, obviously. As for which one, I really don't know. We're getting in for 7 here, certainly. I just think that's more annoying in the long run. At least he has to dedicate cards to this. Mana to this, sorry, and he has a Trial of Knowledge already to draw more cards. I can't see a way in which I can't see a world in which killing the Sovereign... No, the Sovereign has to die. It just wins the game by itself. I know the Hoopoe's virtually similar, but at least this way we've got a chance. I assume opponent just... Well, he definitely takes 7. And we play a Brawler. And they go. Be honest with everyone, I did forget this couldn't be blocked. Ooh. So if you get a kill spell for the Greatest Sandworm, we are looking down a barrel. If he does not, we're going to get in for some serious damage. Good game, this one. The video quality's even survived, which if you've experienced what I have over the last half hour, you'll also agree is reason for good cheer. Right, opponent can tap again, can draw again, but I mean, delighted if he does that. I don't think he will. Is there anything in his graveyard we need to get rid of? Sand Strangler. Well, that kills probably Neheb. Opponent's got an absolutely gorgeous deck, if I may be so bold. It's going to have to chump here at some point, I guess. And I also like that he remembered to attack for 1. Yeah, Torment of Hailfire is very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's X5 at the moment. I'm going to get him for damage first. There's a chance he just has to sack his entire board here. Honestly, Torment of Hailfire is coming through like an absolute godsend here. We're going to get rid of the Vizier. I think it doesn't really matter about damage here. So X5 means he can sack Trial of Knowledge relatively freely. I don't want him having the Vizier out. Yeah, we're going to have to do it like this. Oh, what am I saying? I'm a fucking idiot, aren't I? We just win really, really easily. As we Torment of Hailfire for 10. That is why I'm not a professional Magic player. Also because I left 2 mana up to play around something. Easy win once you remember what your cards do. 4 and 1. Well, we have a very strong hand potentially, but also a bit of a shitter, so I'm probably going to toss this one away. That is about as bad. But we can discard Neheb here, which might be a bit of a dangerous play, but hey ho, I'd rather keep the removal spells, I think. And just hope that the strength of Anger of the Gods can get us through. I normally keep hands like the last one and just hope to get there, but that's mainly because I don't like mulliganing. I think the correct play probably was to toss it away. It's not the greatest 6, but it'll do. Opponent plays Crash Through, which doesn't make our Anger of the Gods look better. And we start lamenting the fact we threw away the Neheb, even though we can't cast it. Thorn Moloch. That's good to see. Horned Brawler is not the card I drew, but it's Hooded Brawler. So we're going to take 2 minimum here and reassess. And I guess if we draw red and he plays another dies to Anger of the Gods creature, we'll just go for it. Big ifs, though. As our black cards look rather suspicious in our hand. I guess the Rich List is probably our best draw. Combat Celebrant. Well, we did get the Richer List. Presume we're just going to attack for 3. I'm happy to trade it. Combat Celebrant, I remember being a bit of a gimmicky rare. It's alright. Gets you 2 attack phases. You kind of need to be very ahead on board for it to work out well. Happily trade it for a 3-2 here. I know I can get it with Anger of the Gods, but there's a lot of damage. Well, not really. If he hasn't got a trick, he just gets an extra attack. Well, he needs a trick, thinking about it. I'm not going to block, so we would just get an attack of 6 plus the trick plus prowess. Maybe it is a bit of damage, actually. Deem worthy. Okay, that's not too bad at all. It's not great, but life goes on. When it gets in for 4, we play Anger of the Gods. Kill his things. And I don't really need another Desert Out. I think I can use this to try and hit something. We have options now. I mean, we did get a 2 for 1, but he 2 for 1 does redeem worthy. We mulligans. Our hand's not been exciting. We're too many lands, so I'd say we're behind here, but not terminally just yet. Nimble Blade Kemra is annoying because I don't want to kill it. I'd rather something good came up. Okay, let's cycle the desert to start with, see if we can draw something. And the Rich List does count. So we're going to get to the position where Torment of Hailfire is probably our best draw, if I can remember how to use it. As the opponent plays a Shimmer Scale Drake, which shall bite the dust here. I think we'll go with Never on this. I realise we have to tap. We have to exert one of this or tap both of them. I didn't think it was going to exert. I suppose that's my own fault for not paying extra attention, but taking 3 is not the end of the world, and I'd rather save this for something that can return from the grave. Okay, strategic planning means we'll probably have to use our final reward on the Enigma Drake next turn. And bins 2 lands, we learn nothing, and he gets in for 4. It's a bit late for that now. I don't think I'm going to play it. Let's get rid of, I guess, the Deemworthy. Play the land to set up the final reward and pass. So again, we're going to need to mount quite a comeback here, but it's certainly not over. Stranger things have happened. Opponent gets in for 2. Just going to final reward it now. Ominous Sphinx, and I'm punished for my need to reward. Well, that's not terrible. We are banking on a Torment of Hailfire here. If we draw, and I think we'll probably see the game through. 7, 8, no, we'll do it for X equals 9. But of course we have to draw one. As is, we're probably going to be losing. So we got 2 turns to draw one effectively. Torment 1 time. Not the 1 time I wanted. No point getting in. We are drawing to a card now. It's all very exciting. Less exciting now as we lose. Good game. We can't even rabbit hunt in this. Never mind. On to the next. We hope to get a 5-win with this deck. I think it deserves it. Maybe. Sophobos awaits us as we go for our 5th win. Our hand is, oh, I guess it's exactly what you expect if you play a 3-color deck. I'm going to keep this one because A, I mulliganed last time. That I feel like I don't want to here. And B, I'll probably draw a green source quite soon. Oh, look. Great players get rewarded. But it wasn't that bad a hand at all. It's something to do at least with the wall, which is a somewhat annoying card. And we have 2 of our stronger cards in hand. I'm probably, well, depending on what opponent plays, my play next turn will... Yeah, what my play next... I guess the Wall of Forgotten Pharaoh does nothing here then, so let's just play Desert and pass the turn. It's very annoying here, Spellweaver Eternal, isn't it? Probably going to have to trade a Hooded Brawler off for it. Ooh, that's quite a card. Mythic Uncommon, I believe. Also, is it in here? It's not non-token, so this is going to fuck up our big Hailfire finish, which has performed admirably until now, I must say. There's certainly an argument for playing this in a non-white deck. Firebrand Archer. Well, we know what we want to draw. Do I not like that? As Graham Taylor said. Okay, so we're on the hope for Anger of the Gods and Pray plan now. Failing that, I can't see this one lasting too long. Opponent's got a very nice start. The Monument out there to destroy us further. A Braid. Good lord, he's got it all. Well, if this is to be our farewell, it's a bit of a shame. We did lose to very, very good decks, actually. Very removal-focused decks. Well, I guess we have to kill the Spellweaver Eternal here, disappointing as that is. And play the Vitalist. If we draw a land, we can play the Sandworm. I just think we may be too far behind here, but hope springs eternal. It's not over till it's over, etc. But all of our creatures have been removed so far. One fears another red removal spell may have its way with the Vitalist. Maybe not. Cartouche of Zeal, that's going to get us down to 1, I believe. And dead to a non-creature spell. And well, let's never to return the Spellweaver. Play the wall. I guess we may as well attack, because if he's got a non-creature spell to remove the Naga Vitalist, we lose anyway. I now see the reason I probably shouldn't have attacked. Vigilance. Send a message. Well, we need to send. Nice. He saw through the play. He saw the play. Oh, never mind. I'd rather go out that way. I think it's more commensurate with my whole aura. So, well, you saw me lost through 3 times. I promise I only. Well, I did lose 3, but I promise I won 4. Bit of a disappointing draft. I thought the deck was a little stronger than 4 wins. How many gems do we get? Well, we get the gems back for the draft. So it's not all bad. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe if indeed you liked it and if indeed you want to subscribe. Failing that, well, this will be the end of our communication, but hope to see you again. Hopefully better video quality, that one's on me, and a better deck, definitely on me. Thanks for watching. Ciao.